New technologies and social media platforms keep getting better and better at holding our attention, wasting our time, and commodifying our views. But we're not helpless. We can fight back to become intentional with our time once again by using something as simple as a pocket notebook. This pocket notebook is my bullet journal time block log, and I use it to be intentional with my time, to set parameters for when I use social media, and to ensure that I'm doing deep thinking throughout my day in order to accomplish my goals. Hey, welcome to ParkNotes. I'm Parker Sedecase. I'm a graduate student in philosophy, and this is a channel where I help you study and think more deeply. In this video, I'm going to show you the perfect pocket notebook method for digital minimalism. Now, in order to get there, I need to explain just what is digital minimalism, so we'll take a deep dive into that. I'll also take you on a high-level overview of the philosophy of technology, and then we'll get into the details on how you can keep your own pocket notebook to recapture your time and to stop scrolling your life away. This video is sponsored by Shortform, but more on that later. Let's jump right in. So first things first, the notebook system I have in mind is my pocket bullet journal / time block log notebook. I'm just appropriating the methods of Ryder Carroll's bullet journal and Cal Newport's time block log, and I'm putting them together into one pocket notebook to help me stay on track with my daily goals, to help me have a more healthy relationship with my new technology and social media platforms, and to help me be a digital minimalist. So before we go over some of the details on how you can keep the same pocket notebook system, let's go over the details of digital minimalism. So digital minimalism is an idea put forward by Cal Newport. He probably didn't invent it, but he is a great communicator of the ideas. He analyzes them, he improves on them, and he delivers them to us. I love Cal Newport. I'm a huge fan. Now, I'm not going to go over all the details of the book. It's a pretty thick book, and it's well-reasoned, well-argued, lots of good points and anecdotes and arguments and stories. So you should definitely check out the book for yourself. But I want to say at least something about the concept of digital minimalism. So digital minimalism is a philosophy of technology use, not a philosophy of technology, simplicator, but a philosophy of technology use. Cal Newport situates digital minimalism between the neo-Luddites and the quantified self-enthusiasts. That's a mouthful. These are the two extremes, and digital minimalism is that golden mean, that golden path in the middle. Now, the neo-Luddites advocate the abandonment of most new technologies, whereas the quantified self-enthusiasts carefully integrate digital devices into all aspects of their lives with the goal of optimizing their existence. Cal calls these folks techno-maximalists or digital maximalists. And they think that any potential for benefit is enough reason to start using a technology that catches your attention. Digital minimalists, on the other hand, think that less can be more. So the minimalist will focus their online time on a small number of carefully selected and optimized activities that strongly support things that you value, and then the minimalist will happily miss everything else. The minimalists ask themselves, is this the best way to use technology to support my values? If it's not, then I just let it go, no problem. So in fleshing out the details of digital minimalism, Cal gives us 3 principles. Principle 1, clutter is costly. Principle 2, optimization is important. And principle 3, intentionality is satisfying. So let's start with principle 1, and let me just read it verbatim here. Digital minimalists recognize that cluttering their time and attention with too many devices, apps, and services creates an overall negative cost that can swamp the small benefits that each individual item provides in isolation. Principle 2, optimization is important. Digital minimalists believe that deciding a particular technology supports something they value is only the first step. To truly extract its full potential benefit, it's necessary to think carefully about how they will use the technology. And principle 3, intentionality is satisfying. Digital minimalists derive significant satisfaction from their general commitment to being more intentional about how they engage with new technologies. This source of satisfaction is independent of the specific decisions they make and is one of the biggest reasons that minimalism tends to be immensely meaningful to its practitioners. Cal goes on to motivate these principles by examining Henry David Thoreau's experience at Walden Pond. It's really good. I love the way Cal Newport thinks. But Cal's digital minimalism presupposes technological determinism, at least about most new technologies cited in Principle 1. New technologies that are aimed at maximizing our time using them. Now, technological determinism is not a philosophy of technology use per se, but a philosophy of technology simplicator. Here I'm pulling from my philosophy notes from a philosophy of technology course I took in my master's program. Technological determinism says that technology shapes our culture. Technology is value-laden, or at least not value-neutral. There are normative facts that are grounded in technology. Technological determinism typically falls under technological pessimism and basically says that technology is value-laden, we can't escape from this, and it has its own set of values and it's deterministic in its use. It will shape and mold us instead of us shaping and molding it, usually for the worse. Now, on the other side of the philosophy of technology, there's social constructivism. This says that culture and/or agents shape technology. Society determines normative reasons, and technology is value neutral. The normative facts about technology are grounded in society. They're not above or beyond. They don't inframe us. They don't challenge us forth. They don't shape us, but we shape it. And social constructivism about technology usually goes with technological optimism. Technology is what we make it. So on this side, think guns kill people. On this side, think guns don't kill people, people kill people. I'd love to hear from you guys. Which one do you think is more plausible? What is your view of the philosophy of technology? Are you more of a determinist, thinking that technology comes with its own set of values ingrained in it? Or are you more of an optimist, social constructivist, thinking that we shape the values which guide technology and we aren't necessarily shaped by technology? Leave me a comment and let me know. Now, there are a lot of fun problems in the philosophy of technology, including the demarcation problem. How do we demarcate technology from science? Modern technology from ancient? What really counts as technology? The demarcation problem pops up in every conversation about technology. What counts? In Cal Newport's understanding of digital minimalism, it's just that new technology that's aimed at maximizing our use of that technology. This includes modern smartphones, apps, and social media platforms. So that's just a brief introduction and overview to the philosophy of technology. If you want to learn more, I recommend probably not getting this anthology. It's pretty tricky and there's a lot about Heidegger in here, but if you want to get into the philosophy of technology, you have to read some Heidegger. So I guess if you must, then you can grab this anthology. You can find the link in the description, but a more concise and easier introduction would be Sven Nyholm's This is Technology Ethics. This is a fantastic book. I had Sven on my podcast to discuss it. You can find the link somewhere up here or in the description if you want to check that out, but I do commend this book. Lastly, a third book to pick up would be Reality Plus, Virtual Worlds and the Problems of Philosophy by David Chalmers. This is another really good book. It's an exercise in what Chalmers calls techno-philosophy. According to Chalmers, techno-philosophy is a combination of asking philosophical questions about technology and using technology to help us answer traditional philosophical questions. So if that interests you, check that one out as well. Okay, so that's probably too much for you. Let me summarize so we can continue on to the actual notebook system. Digital minimalism, according to Cal Newport, is a philosophy of technology use. It's situated between neo-Luddites who advocate a complete abandonment of most new technology, don't use it, and the quantified self-enthusiasts who just accept everything first and then later go back and question whether or not they should use it. The digital minimalist is the golden mean between these two that says, is this the best way to use technology to support my values? And if it's not, I am totally fine letting go of it. The digital minimalist has three principles. Clutter is costly, optimization is important, and intentionality is satisfying. I think it actively presupposes technological determinism and tech pessimism, at least about these new technologies and social media platforms. They are not value neutral. They have their own values, and part of those values are to maximize your time using them, which can be detrimental to your own values and your own goals. Now, I consider myself a digital minimalist instead of a quantified self-enthusiast or a neo-Luddite. I will use new technology that does support my values. And that's why I love the sponsor for this video, Shortform. Shortform is a digital tool that helps me triage my reading list. Instead of stealing my time and slipping in ads in between cat videos, Shortform offers the best guides to nonfiction books. They offer super-powered book summaries of hundreds of books. I actually used Shortform to help me make this video. Yes, I read through Digital Minimalism on my own and I annotated it and I made marginalia to help me think through it as I go back. But Shortform offers this one-page summary of digital minimalism, which helped me reflect on the key themes of the book and help me make sure I'm not missing anything. One of my favorite things about Shortform is they offer this one-page summary, which you can read in 10 minutes. But if you want to go deeper, they also give you a chapter-by-chapter summary, which you can play when you're doing other things like washing the dishes or taking the dogs for a walk.
You're listening to the Shortform Guide to Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport.
So if you're short on time, you can use Shortform to check out the key ideas of the book and decide if you want to invest in the full book itself. So like I said, I use Shortform to remember the details of digital minimalism, to compare my takeaways with theirs, and to help me remember the details of the book for this video. Shortform offers these super-powered book summaries of hundreds of books in lots of different categories. My favorites include education, productivity, and surprise, surprise, philosophy. Shortform AI also summarizes everything across the internet, from articles to YouTube videos, with the click of a button. They offer new book guides and articles every week, and subscribers get to vote on which books to cover next. Right now, my ParkNotes audience can sign up for a free trial plus a 20% off discount through my link, shortform.com/ParkNotes. You can find the link in the description or in the pinned comment. It's an awesome deal on an app that I already use, which supports my values and falls within the realm of digital minimalism. So now that we've gotten clear on some of the details of digital minimalism and we've gone over just a little bit of the philosophy of technology, let's jump into the method that I use as a digital minimalist to help me recapture my time and get my tasks done. This system is just a cross between Cal Newport's time blocking method and Ryder Carroll's bullet journal method. Cal Newport came out with these time block planners. A lot of people really like these. I don't like them as much as I like making my own in my own pocket notebook or in my own bullet journal. He came out with the second edition with Chessie's rings, which I always break and bend. I can't stand these, but a lot of people, again, really like them. What I do is take this and I put it into a pocket notebook. But this pocket notebook also serves as a bullet journal. So again, it's like one of these compressed down into there. These are the official Leuchtturm 1917 bullet journals. I'll probably end up using these more often. Let me give you just a look inside so you can see what it's like. These are dotted Leuchtturm 1917s with really thick paper. Maybe it's the 120 gram paper that they use for their special Leuchtturm A5s. But that's really it. There's not too much in here that makes it a bullet journal. You have to do that yourself. It does come with this bullet journal manual, which I found really helpful to tell you the what and why and how of bullet journaling. It's basically a summary of Ryder Carroll's book, The Bullet Journal Method, which I read earlier this year and really enjoyed. So if you're unfamiliar with the bullet journal method, you can grab this book or just buy one of these Leuchtturm 1917 official bullet journal notebooks. And inside you'll find this handy little guide, which is a compendium of everything you need to know from this book. So when it comes to the details of how I incorporate a time block log into a pocket notebook bullet journal, it's super simple. I keep the first couple pages as an index like any good bullet journaler does, and this is a post hoc index, which means I will write in the contents of the notebook and then I'll go back and add the page numbers into the index. Every time I've made an index the other way, it completely ruins the notebooks. I try to estimate a number of pages for each section and I completely blow it every single time and it makes me want to throw out the notebook. So I found it most helpful to start using the notebook and then go back and create the index as I go. After the first couple pages for the index, I create a future log with the next 6 months in here with all the big events coming up that I need to pay attention to. Now this notebook probably is not going to last the full 6 months, but I'll just carry over this future log into my next pocket notebook. I create a month calendar and I'll fill that in with special events as well and tasks for that month. And then after that, I start the time block log for that particular month. This is the bread and butter of the digital minimalism that helps me recapture my focus and use my smartphone responsibly in a way that supports my values. Actually, using the notebook is super simple to do. It's just a line right down the center. You put the date at the top, and then you write in the hours, skipping one dot each time, and that'll represent a half hour. So you have 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on. Over here, I give my shutdown complete box. I write down shutdown complete. Over here, you might put ideas. I use other notebooks for daily catch-all systems, but every now and then I'll only have this one and I'll drop an idea in here. This one's going to be more important. It's my task list. And then up here is daily metrics. Then you just go plan your day out. So let's look at like an ideal day here. Here's where I plan out my time blocks for my working day. And then if I mess those up, I'll have to come over here and readjust them. And then when I mess that up again, I have more space here to readjust as I go. On the left side, I have the actual time blocks, and on the right side, I have clarification for myself. For instance, here is a deep work session. What am I doing in that session? I'm going to be reading an AI book by Mitchell. Here I'm going to be lifting. What am I doing? Back and buys. So this is on the right side of the page. On the left side of the page, I keep daily metrics, important things I'm keeping track of, like walking my dogs and like my weight, especially when I'm in competition season for jiu-jitsu. I have Cal Newport's Shutdown Complete box. For when I'm done with my daily work, I just check that off and let myself know it's time to shut down. You're good. You did your work for today. I also have a task list that I come up with in the morning, but I also add to throughout the day. And then I need to fit these tasks over here into my time log. This is what I'm doing today. So if I have to get these tasks done today, I better plan for them today or they're not getting done. I use some of Ryder Carroll's bullet journal symbols, like a dot for a task that needs to be completed and an X when I've completed that, or this little arrow over the dot if I've moved that task to the next day. Now, how does this help us manage our technology use? Well, I have my whole day planned out here. And in here, there's no time for random scrolling. I have particular times for checking my emails and corresponding with people I need to correspond with, but I've been intentional about my time. If I want to scroll Instagram or if I need to text someone back, I can plan for that throughout my day, or I can push that outside my working time, earlier in the morning or later. Now, Cal Newport suggests only time blocking your actual official workday. But I think if you have a problem with binge watching shows, you can also add that to like your daily metrics. How many episodes of this show do I want to watch? I'm going to mark that down as a goal or a task. Only watch one episode, and then I can keep that in my daily metrics. I watched 3 instead of 1. Shame on me. I need to get better at that. I need to use time blocking more efficiently. All right, so that's it. That's the method. That's digital minimalism. That's a bit about the philosophy of technology. If you guys made it this far, then you're awesome. Leave me a thinking emoji in the comments so I know who the real ones are. And I also want to hear some of your big takeaways, so drop 1 or 2 of your big takeaways from this video in the comments. I'd love to hear it. Also, if you liked the video, then leave me a like, and if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos on study habits and tips, as well as philosophical meanderings. All right, I'll catch you next time.